Hello and welcome to the Oxygen Kingdom. I'm the King's Mage. In the last episode, the King has eaten the first piece of barbecue meat and declared this the Age of Meat. I start off deciding to actually lower the pump I had earlier that was removing carbon dioxide. I want to get it even lower, but we have another problem. We have pink gas, hydrogen at the top. I built a pump, nowhere for it to go just yet though. With the new carbon dioxide pump, I feel it's comfortable to actually let all the carbon dioxide in this little bubble out. I'm so excited about this new carbon dioxide pump. We don't have to check it to actually make sure there's carbon dioxide in the area. There's a sensor for that. It looks for carbon dioxide. We even put that through a filter. So if carbon dioxide's seen for 2 minutes, it's going to run, otherwise it shuts it off. I'm really hoping that's just going to ensure that we just get carbon dioxide in this storage area. I'm not sure if there's any uses for hydrogen, but I put a similar storage area for that. Just in case there's something maybe we can cook with it, I don't know. We'll put a pump in there just in case. Near the pump, we dig a tunnel to do some exploration, find some really strange things. First of all, there's slime, and it has this organic material that might actually kind of be dangerous. There's clay, that may be something that's useful, but there's a strange tall plant. The king decides to call it thimbleweed, because it outputs some reed fibers. That might be something that's useful for us. But in the center of this area is a really strange thing. It's from the ancient world. According to some scribbles around, apparently it modifies people. Kind of terrified to sit on it, and so is everyone else. The king decides someone has to, and they chose the guard. The guard's not happy. I guess we're gonna see what happens to them. The guard approaches the strange chair. Something comes down on their head. There's lots of shaking. Oh my goodness, was this a huge mistake? The rat catcher smacks a button to let them out. We find they're okay. This is awesome. They're even stronger than they were before. They're bulked up. Looking at the carbon dioxide pump, it actually shut off when oxygen touched the sensor. This is fascinating. I tell the king about our plan to install some lights around here. That might improve some efficiency. Now in our home world, we're actually the second farthest planet from our star, so we don't depend on light all that much, but it is helpful. So if we build that around our work areas, such as the stable, the kitchen, that's going to help out a lot. But of course the king laughs and says, "You're not building it around there. That's where the common people work. I want it in the great hall, in the washroom. I want to sit on the throne and have some lights." Oh, okay. Yes, sir. We'll do that. I think to myself, wait a minute, we don't need any lights. I can just use my magic to illuminate the whole area. This is going to be amazing. I give it a try, and a little shine bug comes out. Well, I guess that's not going to work. The next morning, I explained the plan to the king. We're going to put dupe sensors next to each light. He asked what a dupe sensor is. I said, well, it basically just senses people. Why is it called a dupe sensor? It's just what it says in the ancient text. He looks at the rest of the plan, and he's not happy with it. He doesn't want to run wires through the room. Oh, really? So we make some changes to our construction. We go through the tiles so that the king doesn't have to see all these wires. That makes us have to actually build more tiles. Maybe not a bad thing. They are more comfortable to walk on. Our pump for hydrogen goes live. Now we've got an infinite store of that. With the last light installed, I asked the king, "Can we please install lights in our work area?" He says, "Not until there's tiling in both the Great Hall and the barracks and more decoration." Alright, we'll get to work. With decorations in the Great Hall and the washroom nearly complete, the king gives the okay to have lights in the working area. Now everyone has lights in areas where they work. I wonder if food's going to be any better now that the cook can see a little bit better in their kitchen. A little bit of renovation is happening around the kingdom. The king gets a new barracks, all to themselves, of course. Decorating their room is the highest priority. The king enjoys his new room, along with his piece of gold that he has to sleep next to. The rest of us sleep together in the barracks. We notice that some of the hatches end up being green. King decides that's going to be a sage hatch. We're going to put a stable for them. Have a dedicated green hatch stable. During construction, the guard makes a big fall. We need to get them dug out of there. Fortunately, they're really good diggers. They might be able to do it themselves. We've got a second electrolyzer in our kingdom. The guard is really getting clumsy. Let's see if they dig their way out of this problem. The little bit of work, the guard's able to get themselves back out again. I'm really hoping they don't take another tumble. Guard, please watch yourself. We lit one of the sage hatches in a new stable. We realize that it's different. It's not just colored differently, it also consumes different food. One of the things that it consumes seems to be slime. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about slime. There seems to be some sort of disease around it, so I'm going to have a specialized way of making sure that slime gets in there without affecting us. With some magic, I try to conjure a new thing. It's an interesting flying critter. I've never seen anything like this before. The king has decided it is long overdue since we upgraded our skills. Ratcatcher is going to get ranching skills so they can attend to the critters in the stables. Physician obviously is going to get bedside manner and advanced medical care. Myself, I'm going to get applied sciences research. I'm not entirely sure what this is just yet, but I'm very excited. It's also been a very long time since I looked up in space. I'm very excited to do that. The king decides he wants to improve his carrying skill. As if he carries anything. The herald improves their digging skills. The guard also improves their digging skills. The groom enhances their ability with the ranch. They also improve their carrying skills. They're going to use a little bit more than the king. The farmer looks into crop tending. We're not allowed to plant anything yet, but the king's been eating meat long enough, they might just let us soon. The cook upgrades their skills with grilling. They're also interested in painting. And the blacksmith, well, they want to get stronger. It's time to get some of that slime to feed our sage hatch. I find that there are some pieces of slime that don't have any disease on it. We'll start with that first. Discussing with the blacksmith, we think that is a much more hygienic way of doing things. It's been a while since I researched anything. I tell King about a pole that's been found that actually allows us to slide down. He decides we've got to have that right away. Thanks to the Herald's great engineering skills, we've got a way to load slime into the stable without it emitting polluted oxygen, which is really nice. The fire pole is really fun to slide down on, and a lot faster too. I really enjoy going down to my laboratory on it. I've done it! I've done it! I found a way of turning this pink hydrogen into electrical magic. All I needed to do was build this thing called a hydrogen generator. I connected it up to a smart battery. It's smart because it can actually read the amount of magical electricity that's in there, and it tells this machine to turn on if it's needed. Just waiting for hydrogen to arrive. This is going to be so amazing. Blacksmith is giving it a tune-up. Oh, this is so cool. Guess this is going to reduce the amount of time that we're going to need to spend running around in circles. Yup. Well, thanks so much for watching. Thanks anyone for liking, subscribing, and I will see you in the next episode where the Oxygen Kingdom keeps expanding.